morning, Belize. It's Tuesday and you're watching News 5. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. Here's what's making headlines tonight. A major development for sugarcane farmers in the north as the Belize High Court weighs in on the fair trade premiums case. We'll hear from BSCFA Chairman Fred Ortega on what this means for the industry. In Bella Vista, a man pleads guilty to fatally stabbing his own brother. Matias Bo now awaits sentencing in August. Plus, tensions rise at the University of Belize as faculty and staff speak out against the administration and call on the government to step in. And in Pomona, a heated land dispute continues between local farmers and their area representative. Then later in Culture Tuesday, we explore a new initiative aimed at preserving Belizean culture. All that and more coming up in this next 60 seconds. Stay with us.
Belmopan, the Garden City. After 50 years of serving you the most healthy and delicious poultry products in Belize, it's time to celebrate with a grand motorcade on July 12th, starting at 10 a.m. from our Quality Poultry Products Belmopan branch. Along the motorcade route, there will be music, giveaways, and fun for the whole family all along the route. Starting at our Belmopan branch down Hummingbird Highway into Ramirez Street, Las Flores, then Hummingbird Drive. Then through Hummingbird Avenue, then taking Libertad Avenue to the Ring Road, Price Center Road leading to San Martin Avenue, left by Parque Las Americas towards Guatemala Street to Cemetery Road, Salvapan. Moving towards the North Ring Road, passing by the Mexican Embassy. We take the roundabout and going around South Ring Road, heading towards Forest Drive and finally to our Quality Poultry Products Belmopan branch. Come and celebrate with us. Quality Poultry Products, celebrating 50 years of service to Belize.
This is the new era of the Mexican Caribbean. A whole spectrum of colors and hues, multi-dimensional cuisine, holographic beaches. The true new era is within you.
Welcome back. There's a big development out of the Belize High Court. And tonight, sugarcane farmers are calling it a step in the right direction. The Belize Sugarcane Farmers Association is celebrating a legal win. Not a final verdict, but a green light to move forward with their case. The association claims that Belize Sugar Industries and TNL Sugars Limited withheld fair trade premium payments between 2021 and 2022. Funds that are meant to support farmers with fertilizer, community programs, and more. Now, a judge has ruled that the case will be heard right here in Belizean courts. News 5 spoke with BSCFA Chairman Alfredo Ortega, who says while this ruling is worth celebrating, the fight for justice is far from over.
We feel that justice is prevailing where it should. It's something positive for us as an organization, and it's very it came in a right time when the farmers are getting desperate with everything that is ongoing, and plus that we are not getting any premium as yet. I think that this came right in time, so that farmers can see that something is being done. Nevertheless, we are not getting the fund as yet. This is just a first step towards what we have in court, but it is very important for us, the direction that the judge has taken with this. We have been respecting fair trade standards. We have been working. Nevertheless, we don't have any funds. We have been working in maintaining the certification, because we know that having the certification gives us the opportunity to remain our association fair trade certified. So once we are certified, we know that there should be a guarantee that our organization should be getting its rightful premium as the other association. But as you see where things are at this point, well, because of not signing the letter of enhancement, we are where we are. But we hope that the courts can resolve these issues that we haven't been able to resolve amongst ourselves between the BSCP and BSI.
The sugarcane industry is facing a full-blown crisis. A fast-spreading fungal disease called fusarium is tearing through sugarcane fields across the country, infecting over 60,000 acres and severely damaging another 80,000. Earlier this month, Agriculture Minister Jose Mai warned that the fight against the disease could stretch into next year. But for farmers on the ground, time is running out. They're doing everything they can to save their crops, but without immediate help, they could lose everything. Chairman of the Belize Sugarcane Farmers Association, Alfredo Ortega, says the situation is dire. And while the government and its partners are working to contain the outbreak, farmers are calling for urgent support before it's too late.
Well, as we speak right now, we are seeing that this fungus is really spreading very fast, and we are seeing more after this big rain that we had about a week ago, where the big flooding happened. Now we are seeing the results in the cane fields right now. As you can, if you would come up north right now, you will see the damage that is ongoing. There are many meetings that are being called right now to see how best assistance can be directed to reduce the spreading of this fusarium. Today we had a meeting with personnel from CERDI, on which they are talking to see how they can work out with the $500,000 that was granted by the Ministry of Agriculture to the farmers.
As if battling a devastating fungal outbreak wasn't enough, sugarcane farmers are now facing another major blow: flooding. Weeks of heavy rainfall have left cane fields waterlogged across the country, wiping out crops and compounding an already dire situation. This season has seen one of the lowest yields on record, with production down by nearly 30% and losses estimated at a staggering $53 million. Chairman of the Belize Sugarcane Farmers Association, Alfredo Ortega, says the future of the industry is uncertain. But despite the setbacks, farmers are still out there, doing everything they can to keep it alive.
Nevertheless, the issue and the situation farmers are facing right now, on which the reduction of yields for this past crop was in the vicinity of 40 to 30%. And the price that we are seeing right now for the sugarcane being delivered is very low. So even right now, if the farmers fight very hard to see how they can get the product to reduce the spread of the disease, of this disease, really is very hard at this point in time. But we're trying our best to see how we can contain it so that we can have some product for the upcoming crop. It's a very difficult situation right now, and it's not very easy for a farmer to change from one planting to another, because as you know, everything is driven by market, and everything is driven right now by the economical standpoint where we are. At this point in time, I believe that 99% of our farmers are indebted to either one bank or an institution, a financial institution. So it's very hard for us right now as farmers to say, okay, we will leave the sugarcane and move into another direction. So we're trying our best to keep what we have and to see how best we can work with the organization or the government or whosoever can help us, assist us, so that we can have product for the next upcoming crop.
Coming up, Pomona farmers clash with area rep over land rights.
My name is Leomar Langzert and I'm a teacher and I bank with Belize Bank Independence Branch. What I enjoy is to see if the features that the app offers. I have a sense of not having to worry or be concerned about somebody finding my password and username to sign in the application because of the use of the one-time password. And another feature that I love, that I use the most, is how the app synchronizes with my fingerprint on my device. I enjoy the rapid and easy, seamless process to apply for loans through the Belize Bank, and I don't have to be having too much back and forth to visit or take time to visit the bank. They also start to offer the online applications through the app for loan applications, which I believe is very neat. I would definitely recommend Belize Bank to other teachers because one of all the features and advantages that the app offer, with these online that Belize Bank offer, is basically everything that you can do in the palm of your hand. So I would definitely recommend the bank to other teachers.
Finally here, KTV The Remix Season 7 goes live. Come meet the new cast of challengers ready to shake up the stage and remix the culture. From raw local power to lyrical fire, from classical hits to bold new sounds, this is where Belize's next star is born. The place to be? The Bliss Center for the Performing Arts. Get your tickets today for only $5 at Greater Belize Media on Coney Drive and 88 Shopping Center. KTV The Remix Season 7, Tuesday, July 8th at 8 p.m. See you there.
Let's all be safe during the rainy season. Belize Electricity Limited reminds you that heavy rains can cause flooding in your neighborhood and on roads. Avoid driving or walking in flooded areas, which can have hidden dangers such as debris and fallen power lines. Belize Electricity Limited cares about your safety. Please stay safe.
Coming up, get ready because it's crop over time. A friendship contribution to children with cancer, making a difference for those with special needs. African culture expressed through fashion, and another reward for a job well done. It's all next on this station.
In our world that's always changing, one thing stays the same.
Our promise as Smart Belize to keep you connected.
Connected to the moments, the people, and the future that matter most.
With every new tower, our service upgrades, and every new smile, we're keeping our promise in building more than a network.
We're building a future, a family as Smart Belize. From Punta Gorda to Carazal, we are here not just as a network, but as your partner in progress.
We have grown significantly over the past 20 years, and we just keep growing. Thank you for placing your trust in us. We remain dedicated to providing meaningful connections that bring value in every way that matters to you. We continue to bring people together.
For the past 3 weeks, News 5 has been trying to get answers, specifically a full list of all the properties the government of Belize is renting for office space and public use. It's public information, and we believe the public has a right to know. We reached out to the Minister of Public Service, Henry Charles Usher, not once, but twice. Each time, he promised to provide the details. But as of news time, we're still waiting. So today we took it a step further. Paul Lopez hand-delivered a formal Freedom of Information request because transparency isn't optional. It's a responsibility. Here's his report.
On June 23rd, the Minister of Public Service sat down exclusively with News 5 and made a big promise. In response to our request, he committed to handing over a full list of properties the government of Belize is currently renting from private landlords. Now, why does this matter? Well, it turns out the government is shelling out over $2.5 million every year on rent. That's right, your tax dollars. So, we're asking the questions that matter. How much exactly is being spent? who's getting paid, and where are these properties located?
Of course, there are contractual obligations on certain things, but once the Attorney General's ministry says that it's okay, then I don't have a problem. Like I said, it's the people's money, and it's not anything that is not already known.
He made the commitment again when we asked him about the list 3 days later. Sir, we need that list to see the amount of buildings that the government is renting.
Sure, no problem. We'll get that for you.
2 weeks ago, Minister Usher made a commitment to transparency, promising to share the full list of government rental properties and the landlords being paid with public funds. But since that exclusive sit-down, it's been radio silence. We even followed up with an email on July 1st, copying in the Prime Minister, the Minister of State in the Ministry of Finance, and the Financial Secretary. Still, no response. So today we took it a step further. In the interest of public accountability, News 5 has officially filed a Freedom of Information request. Because when it comes to how your tax dollars are being spent, we believe the public deserves answers, not delays. I am in front of the Ministry of Public Service here in Belmopan, and I'm about to deliver a Freedom of Information Act request to the Minister of Public Service, Henry Charles Usher. This is in relation to the government office space rental. We have been having conversations about these rentals for the past month or so, and we have requested from Minister Usher several documents which he has committed to do, but he has not fulfilled that commitment to provide those documents. And some people would say it's unfortunate that we've had to reach this point to go through this route, but thankfully, the Act affords us the rights to gain access, especially as media, to these public records. And so we go in now, we look for the minister, and if he's not there, then we leave this FOIA request with his secretary. But when we arrived, we were told the minister wasn't in. A security guard directed us to leave the request with his secretary, and we did, along with a clear commitment that it would be delivered to him directly. Now, under the Freedom of Information Act, Minister Usher has 2 weeks to respond to our request for the full list of government rental properties and the landlords being paid. The clock is officially ticking, and we'll be watching closely. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
A tragic family dispute that turned deadly is now making its way through the courts. Late yesterday, Matias Carlos Bo appeared before the Dangrega High Court, where he pleaded guilty to manslaughter, but not guilty to murder, in connection with the fatal stabbing of his own brother, John Bo, back in September 2024. The incident happened in Bella Vista Village, Toledo, during a night of drinking that escalated into a violent fight between the two brothers. According to the police, Matias used a pocket knife to stab John in the chest after a heated argument. Despite efforts to intervene, John collapsed and later died from his injuries. Matias Bo was later detained at his mother's home and charged with murder. In court, he admitted to the stabbing but claimed he was heavily intoxicated and couldn't recall the full details of the fight. Justice Antoinette Moore has deferred sentencing until August 5th, when a mitigation plea will be heard before a final decision is made. Faculty and staff at the University of Belize are reaching a breaking point. Tonight, their union is calling on members to mobilize after a promised 9% salary increase appears to be slipping further out of reach. The University of Belize Faculty and Staff Union says the raise was supposed to take effect on April 1st of this year. Then it was pushed to August. Now they're being told it depends on whether the government increases the university's subvention. UBSF-FSU President Giuliani Passo says enough is enough. Faculty and staff haven't seen a raise in over a decade. In fact, they took pay cuts during the pandemic, worked from home using their own resources, and watched their salary increments get frozen and stay frozen. To make matters worse, Passos points out that while the university claimed financial hardship, records show it made over $2 million in profit in just the last quarter of 2020. The union says it's time for action, and they're ready to take a stand.
In November of last year, November 2024, the union put forth a proposal to the administration. And in that proposal, we requested 4 things. We requested a 9% salary increase. The university employees had not gotten a salary increase since 2005. So it's been 10 years in the making. Given the cost of living going up and inflation, we decided that 9% was realistic. We didn't want to put a ridiculous percentage that would require us to be going negotiations and a lot of back and forth. So we put the 9% as one of those things. We also asked that they restored the last increment. A part of that was also land in kind contribution. So we had asked that was part of the 2020 agreement. So we asked that that be considered as well, where along the union, along with the administration, we would go and request the land for employees at UB in kind contribution. And we also asked for, because we had gotten an increased workload during the pandemic, faculty and staff worked from home using their own resources, gotten a $50 compensation per month, which was basically for internet, not even covering that really. And so with that respect, we said we would want to get paid for that, but if we got the 9%, the increment, and we worked on the land, that we would forgo payment for that because the workload still continued until today. We still have that high workload. So the staff of UB really lost a lot during that 2020 agreement and during COVID. And it really wasn't necessary because there was no financial exigency really. So there was no need for us at the time to sign that agreement. And so all of this proposal is now asking the university to now live up to its terms and make up for that the employees were affected by.
The University of Belize Faculty and Staff Union is making it clear that they're doing their part, but they're not here to balance the university's books. UBFSU President Giuliani Passo says while the union has been actively advocating for an increase in the university's government subvention, it's not their job to find the money to pay salaries. Now the union is calling on the Minister of Education and the Minister of Finance to come to the table. They've requested a meeting this Thursday to figure out how everyone can get on the same page for the good of the university and the people who keep it running.
In April now, the bulletin that I shared during the press release that was shared in April, stating that they wouldn't be able to institute it April 1st because the agreement was that it would be instituted April 1st. Now, they said that they couldn't, but they would work to doing it at the end of the fiscal year, UB's fiscal year, which is July 31st, retroactive to April 1st. Now, this we were not told was contingent to anything. It was just said that they found it in their finances and they would institute this 9%. Now, they are saying that this was contingent on a promise that was made by the government to assist with this 9%. That information was not shared with us at the time. It was later on now being tagged to that. At the Board of Trustees now in last week, the board, no, I should say that after the information came out, the budget reading came out from the government, we then called back on the president to see how this will affect. And by we, I say the union. We called on the president to meet with him to discuss the matter. And at the time, he said that he recognizes that we are not in agreement that it was contingent, but that they do need financing. They indicated that the university has funding to pay us for 1 year, but it is not sustainable. And that is something that we understand. So now what has happened is at the board, they didn't say we're not going to get the 9%, but they're saying we won't get the 9% unless we have the commitment of the government to give this additional funding. However, it is not the union's responsibility to go looking for funding to institute our salaries. This is another issue, right? So that is where we stand. The 9% is part of an agreement, a larger issue, because we have that proposal that we are working on with the administration. But it's one of the things that is there.
UBFSU says that after a decade with an adjustment, the 9% is not generosity, it's justice. Pomona Village is once again in the spotlight, this time over a piece of land that's stirring up more than just dust. At the center of it all is 35-year-old Samuel Trejo. By day, he's a hard-working laborer at Siltgrass Farms and a skilled motorcycle mechanic. But now his land has come the latest flashpoint in an ongoing dispute involving Stoney Ferguson, one we first told you about last week. Since Samuel spoke out, the situation has only heated up. So we sent News 5's Tanya Arceo to the area to hear directly from the people caught in the middle of this growing land battle. Here's that story.
Imagine living on a piece of land for over 20 years and only recently discovering there's a cave hidden beneath your feet. That's exactly what happened to Samuel Trejo, a hard-working mechanic and farm laborer in Pomona. He says he had no clue the cave was there until he started clearing the land. Since then, it's become a magnet for curious visitors, both local and foreign. But with the spotlight has come serious tension. Samuel now fears for his safety, and here's why. He says he found something valuable inside the cave, something he calls a treasure. But another man, Stoney Ferguson, is now claiming the cave and the discovery as his. He's calling it a relic, a stone tapir with striking blue eyes.
Like about 3 months to 4 months, I could say he come and he asked me like permission to come to the cave because then have nowhere for come in, right? So I tell him, yeah, well, you good, you go come because I know him long time, right? So he come and then he said, only the cave. But afterwards, when I got to work, I don't know what happened that day, So when I come, I find my things damaged and I tell him what happened. That was not the deal. You say I work the cave, not my place, And then he said, well, let me tell you something. He said, I know they asked you, I tell you, he said, this place is for me. All the coconuts, everything were there for me. He said, you can't pick none. Right? So the other day, my sister come and want to pick a mango. He chase her and she gone crying and tell my dad. Dad, he said, the man know I can pick a mango. He said, my dad come and tell her how it happened. He even called Mr. Rodwell to come and talk, right? And Mr. Rodwell come and tell me like how he said for we papers no value.
He's already gone to the police but says this is his last hope. Samuel Trejo walked us through every inch of the disputed land, even down to the cave that's now at the center of all the drama. He's showing the public exactly what's at stake before things get out of hand.
And what is exactly in this property that Stoney wants from this place, other than the cave? What exactly do you have in this cave?
Well, I don't know how to say it, but for his friends, when me to work, then find treasure, he say. Then find treasure, so I don't know nothing about it. The man show me one, I don't know about treasure, so I snap a picture for one where he make a snap a picture. Right?
Give me the details of what type of treasure, what exactly was found here.
Then said the first one, the man said he give stone it, tapir, make out a stone with blue eyes, blue jet in the eyes. He said that he gave stone for make he see it and stone pocket. How we put it in my pocket and run to his dad. I have 14 years old dad, I live without light, but we have this land from before that. Long time, must be about 20 years we work this. I work this one little boy, from Liba and what is cave. Yeah, so I travel this cave a long time.
Samuel Trejo says he had no idea a cave on his land held anything valuable until about a month ago, when he snapped a photo of what he believes is a stone relic. Since then, the site has attracted curious visitors, but Samuel says they're not the issue. The real conflict, he claims, is with Stoney Ferguson, who's now laying claim to the cave and the artifact. What started as a disagreement has turned hostile, and Samuel says he's scared. Despite reaching out to the authorities, he feels nothing has been done. I'm Tanya Arceo reporting for News 5.
We're back in Pomona tonight, where a new land dispute is stirring up serious tension. This time, it's not just about land, it's about livelihoods, and it's personal. Several farmers say they're now at an impasse with Stand Creek West's area rep, Rodwell Ferguson. These farmers claim they've spent years working the land in the mountains, clearing it, planting crops, building roads, even putting up homes. But now they say they're being pushed out. Some are facing threats. Others say their property has been destroyed. News 5's Tanya Arceo spoke with 5 of these farmers. They say they've got the paperwork to back up their claims, but instead of getting answers, they're getting silence, police visits, and overlapping land titles. Here's Tanya with their story.
Several farmers in the area say they're now locked in a tense of standoff, not with a developer or a private company, but with their own area representative, Minister Rodwell Ferguson. These farmers claim they've poured years of hard work into the land, clearing it, planting crops, building roads, even putting up homes. But now they say they're facing eviction, threats, and even destruction of their property.
Yeah, myself and 4 other farmers, we put our little resources together and we construct this road. This road have about I think 1.2 or 1.3 mile long. As we go in a little bit farther, you will notice that if you can look from here, you can see that you have to literally climb a hill. Yes. Yeah. So we had to actually bulldoze 3 hills to get on the property. Myself and the other farmers, 4 other farmers, we have a huge problem with Rodwell Ferguson Senior and Junior from 2021 actually. We've been through a whole lot of stuff. Actually, what have happened that in 2021 we got a permission to construct this road from MIDH, and that's what we have done. So while constructing the road, we, once you're constructing a road, you have to pile up the logs or whatever you found on the road. So we piled up all the logs and stuff like that while constructing the road. And at the same time, we decided to go into the forestry department to get a license, to basically sell the land so that could help us with the cost of the road. However, Rodwell Ferguson Senior and his son, took all the logs away from us. All the logs. It's about 300,000 worth of logs.
In addition to the 3 landowners we heard from earlier, News 5 also spoke with 2 more farmers who say they're facing the exact same issue. They too have land up in the mountain, land they've worked and developed, now reportedly taken away without warning.
I get the land from Curdle High. He gave me the land with permission to survey, and we were there. But when I was about to work on a couple of things on the land, Rodwell Ferguson, Aaron Ferguson, and RJ Ferguson, they took police. Inspector came and looked for crucify me because I was going on the land, and I went to the land. I was traveling on the land from 2020 before anyone. These guys know that I had house on the land. They went and they burned down the house. I had plants on the land. They burned down my plants, and one time they dodged me to kill me, just like what they did. But thank God, I know a lot of stuff because I'm an ex-police officer also.
Many times we try to go to the property and he bring police, and we try to go report it, and certain officers don't want to take a report, but yet they can go to the station, make a report against us, because I've been locked up for trespassing on our own property. On your own property? Yes, trespassing. So when I called my family to bring the papers, it was like, release him. One time they're telling us our land is unsurveyable because of the mountain terrain, So we went back again now. We overlapping other people's application, and we wonder where people come from. We check the names, and these people are like everywhere on these properties. These names pop up everywhere on Mr. Tasha's side, on our side, because Mr. Tasha is on this side and we're on the other side of the mountain.
In December 2024, Lyndon hit another roadblock. Someone else applied for the same land he's been trying to secure. Since then, he says he's been getting the runaround from both the minister and the lands commissioner. At one point, he was offered a different plot, but he turned it down. Harrison's story is near identical. He was also offered another piece of land but refused, saying he was born and raised in Pomona and that's where he belongs. Both men say they have official documents from Minister Cordell Hyde, including NES numbers and letters granting them permission to survey the land. But when they followed up, they discovered their land titles were overlapping with other NES numbers, ones they claim didn't even exist when they first applied. Reporting for News 5, I'm Tanya Arceo.
After the break, keeping culture alive, Emilio Thomas and the art of Belize. But first, here's the latest weather update from the Belize Met Service.
Angela's press celebrating Belize 140 years. So come on, enjoy all the great deals. Back to school, the best quality for less. From June 16th to August 30th. Enjoy great deals you won't forget. So many years of serving the people of Belize. Yes, that's Angela's press. As we going back to school from June 16th to August 30th. Back to school. Win cash on every Tuesday. 10% off on every Tuesday. So when them ask, just tell them that we're going back to school. Win a office makeover and 1,000 cash. Back to school, scratch and win. Everybody just come in. Going back to school. It's Angela's press anniversary. Everybody come, enjoy great deals. From June 16th to August 30th. Enjoy great deals. It's Angela's press 140th anniversary. Come out, come in and enjoy great deals. Cause we going back to school from June 16th to August 30th. Back to school, come win cash every Tuesday. We back to school, 10% off on every Tuesday. So when them ask, just tell them that we're going back to school.
Everyone dreams. Whether it's buying a new home or a new car, taking that long, relaxing vacation, furthering your education, opening your own business, or when you need us the most. St. John's Credit Union makes it effortless to help you harness the power of your finances. We know that life's constant change demands financial flexibility. And at St. John's Credit Union Limited, we want you to be prepared. Become a member today so you can start your journey towards safe saving, smart borrowing.
St. John's Credit Union is the leader since 1946. They work harder.
Veracidad, imparcialidad.
Este es el término utilizado.
Hemos estado haciendo el trabajo como organización.
Y tus noticias en español.
Están en aguas beliceñas, entonces esta bandera se queda aquí.
Sintoniza Canal 5 cada viernes a las 7 de la noche.
Tenemos que resolver los grandes problemas de este país.
Su voz importa, su acción cuenta.
Transfusión sanguínea, elementos que indican un deterioro evidente del estado de salud.
Somos Noticiero 5 semanal.
Perdió la vida en un heroico intento de proteger a su hermano. El Tribunal de Magistrados de la ciudad de Belize se paralizó. La policía está investigando 2 asesinatos separados.
Tu fuente de información.
It's finally here. KTV The Remix Season 7 goes live. Come meet the new cast of challengers ready to shake up the stage and remix the culture. From raw local power to lyrical fire, from classical hits to bold new sounds. This is where Belize's next star is born. The place to be? The Bliss Center for the Performing Arts. Get your tickets today for only $5 at Greater Belize Media on Pony Drive and 88 Shopping Center. KTV The Remix Season 7, Tuesday, July 8th at 8 p.m. See you there.
RF&G encourages you to activate your emergency disaster plan to ensure safety and coverage for your vessel. We advise you to move your boat to higher grounds. If your vessel gets submerged, do not attempt to start after retrieval. Contact the claim department at 0800 RFG Help, or you can file a claim via WhatsApp at 670-8700. Then, immediately contact your marine mechanic to assess the damages sustained. Remember, it pays to get it right with RF&G Insurance.
Belize is more than just beautiful landscapes. It's a vibrant blend of cultures, stories, and traditions. And at the heart of that cultural identity is art. From music and dance to photography and painting, the arts help us celebrate who we are and where we come from. One artist who's making sure that Belize's cultural heartbeat continues to echo for generations to come is Emilio Thomas, a talented musician and photographer with a passion for preserving heritage. In tonight's edition of Culture Tuesday News 5's Brittany Gordon takes us into Emilio's world and explores how Belize is supporting artists like him who are keeping our culture alive.
Since 2007, the Garifuna Collective has been doing something truly special, blending the deep roots of ancestral Garifuna rhythm with modern sounds to create a musical experience that's both timeless and fresh. The group was originally formed to support legendary Andy Palacio, and even after his passing, they've carried the torch, keeping Garifuna language and culture alive through music. Today, the collective is more than just a band. It's a movement, and among its passionate members is Emilio Thomas, a musician who's been making music since he was just 12 years old.
I used to rap and sing in high school. I used to do drumming like in the marching band, and then Garifuna drumming with my cousin Sean Mariano in primary school. He's the one who introduced me to drumming. I play many other instruments because I don't see the difference between them except that they work differently. And I love creating rhythms and experimenting. So I play like 20-something instruments, and every time I see the opportunity to learn another one, I do so, just to vibe along with it and play along with other people.
When he's not performing with the Garifuna Collective, Emilio Thomas is still making waves through music, photography, and a deep passion for culture. He's the frontman of his own band, Project Inebise, and behind the lens, he captures powerful moments that reflect Belize's rich identity. For Emilio, it's all about connection, using art to inspire others to engage more meaningfully with their roots, their stories, and each other.
People are always in need of something different in life, and so when you go into a space or people come into your space, they want to be inspired or give meaning to the continuity of their lives. And music can inspire someone in the present in order for them to do something special for themselves and others, because it starts from home.
Being an artist isn't easy. Most start out funding their own work, often for years, before seeing any real success. But Emilio Thomas stayed true to his passion, and it takes him around the world doing what he loves. Now, there's new support for artists like him. The Institute of Creative Arts ICA has teamed up with UNESCO to help grow Belize's creative sector. The goal? To make it easier for artists to follow their dreams and earn a living from their craft. ICA Director Kim Vasquez says she hopes this initiative will inspire more creatives to take that leap just like Emilia did.
It's looking at issues of preservation, yes, But because there's so much focus and so much emphasis on linking preservation and the work that we have and the cultural heritage to economic activity, there is a need for us as partners, as government partners, to come together to form a unified plan so that, you know, we can support the activities and support the goals and ambitions of the creative sector.
It's all a part of a global initiative called the National Strategy and Roadmap for Cultural Creative Sector, aimed at growing what's known as the orange economy. That's the creative economy built on art, culture, and innovation. Dr. Deborah Hickling-Gordon explains that for this mission to succeed, it takes more than just talent. It requires balance and strong technical support from industry leaders to help artists not only thrive, but sustain their careers.
As the sector becomes more established and begins to grow, people will be able to see the advantages of becoming a part of the cultural and creative industries. And it's not only as a creative, there are technical elements, there are business elements, there are a number of ways in which people can become involved in cultural and creative industries. It is a $3 trillion industry, and we need to determine what is Belize's piece of that pie, even as we retain the rich and robust culture of the Belizean people.
As an artist, every day for Thomas is a new day to create. His latest exhibit, titled Portraits, views Belizeans as living pieces of art, capturing the essence of their culture and heritage in a single photo. It is his hope that inspired Belizeans can one day bridge the gap between creative passion and a career.
The work that I do, because I'm not just a representation of the music industry, but the culture and creative, so whatever we do is an art form. Even cooking is creative work. Even how you do business is creative work. So my role would be to present the relationship among all the things that we practice in Belize, and all the things or the possibilities of practicing things in a different way and practicing new things as we go along.
Belize is growing, and now is the time to uplift artists and creatives along with the rest of society. By safeguarding living heritage through art, traditions, expressions, and the heartbeat of Belizean culture will continue to live on in generations to come. Brittany Gordon for News 5.
When we return, Caracol Road nears completion, unlocking Belize's hidden treasures.
Let's take a journey through the core functions of the Social Security Board. It all starts with registering as an insured person, employer, or self-employed individual. Sign up for a portal account to manage your Social Security information online. Just provide accurate information and click Create. This will give you access to a range of services and benefits. Next, your contribution, along with investments and other income, are collected and distributed into 3 funds. This ensures that the SSB fund is securely utilized to support various benefit programs. The SSB is committed to providing essential benefits such as sickness, maternity, injury, and pension. These benefits are paid out to eligible individuals as a part of the Social Security coverage. We help you navigate through life's challenges with financial security. Annual surplus accumulates to grow the fund each year. This surplus is invested into various industries, contributing to the growth and development of our nation. With each passing year, the fund continues to grow due to the annual surplus and interest revenue earned from prudent investments. This surplus, along with reserves, helps to bolster the SSB fund and provide a safety net for those in need. We've arrived at the end of our journey to better understanding how the SSB works. We remain committed to serving you and building a secure future for all Belizeans.
As an athlete, orthopedic health is very important. Our bodies can be so strong and yet still so delicate. Injury is something that we cannot prevent. We could try to mitigate the risk of extreme injuries. However, it is very, very important that you know and understand your body.
As we get older, our bones are getting softer. It's hard to treat degeneration which already happened. The first treatment is lifestyle modification and the support of physiotherapists I am Dr. Sergey Adonin, an orthopedic surgeon, and we are watching Caribbean Medical TV.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Aiwa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Aiwa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Aiwa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Aiwa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Aiwa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
This is where blue innovation meets green ambition and orange creativity thrives. Join us for the Belize Investment Summit 2025, September 3rd to 5th at the Sunset Caribe in San Pedro. This is the future of regional integration, and it starts here. Whether you're returning home, expanding regionally, or entering new markets, Belize welcomes you. Why Belize? Why now? Belize Investment Summit 2025. Bridging markets, building resilience. September 3rd to 5th, Sunset Caribe, San Pedro. Visit investmentsummit.bz to register and be part of shaping the investment frontier.
Coming up, get ready because it's crop over time. A friendship contribution to children with cancer, making a difference for those with special needs. African culture expressed through fashion, and another reward for a job well done. It's all next on this station.
In our world that's always changing, one thing stays the same.
Our promise as Smart Belize to keep you connected.
Connected to the moments, the people, and the future that matter most.
With every new tower, our service upgrades, and every new smile, we're keeping our promise in building more than a network.
We're building a future, a family as Smart Belize. From Punta Gorda to Corozal, we are here not just as a network, but as your partner in progress.
We have grown significantly over the past 20 years, and we just keep growing. Thank you for placing your trust in us. We remain dedicated to providing meaningful connections that bring value in every way that matters to you. We continue to bring people together.
Prepare for the heat and stay cool with a Reamer Gree air conditioning unit from Benny's. Choose the right BTU unit size for your bedroom or living room and enjoy complete comfort. You can also save money with an inverter unit that is energy efficient. When the heat is on, stay cool and comfortable with an affordable, dependable AC unit from Ream or Gree. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Ignite the innovator in you with Dell. Cellular World is an authorized partner for Dell Technologies. Whether you're looking for equipment for personal use or to transform your business, Dell Technologies can provide you with the right equipment to suit your needs. Dell is more than just desktop computers and laptops. The full line also includes monitors, data storage solutions, keyboards, docking stations, and other accessories. This is technology that makes it possible and provides solutions for every situation. Shop for your Dell products at Cellular World, your #1 Dell authorized partner in Belize, and get all the technology you want for less. Bring your brightest ideas to life with intelligent technology. Cellular World, authorized Dell partner.
It's finally here. KTV The Remix Season 7 goes live. Come meet the new cast of challengers ready to shake up the stage and remix the culture. From raw local power to lyrical fire, from classical hits to bold new sounds, this is where Belize's next star is born. The place to be? The Bliss Center for the Performing Arts. Get your tickets today for only $5 at Greater Belize Media on Pony Drive and 88 Shopping Center. KTV The Remix Season 7. Tuesday, July 8th at 8 p.m. See you there.
Publix to celebrate 27 years of serving Belizean families. Get 10% off over 1,000 items, dairy, meats, and everyday essentials. June 6 to 15, come celebrate and save. Publix, the Fui Supermarket.
In our world that's always changing, one thing stays the same.
Our promise as Smart Belize to keep you connected.
Connected to the moments, the people, and the future that matter most.
With every new tower, our service upgrades, and every new smile, we're keeping our promise in building more than a network.
We're building a future, a family as Smart Belize. From Punta Gorda to Caracol, we are here not just as a network, but as your partner in progress.
We have grown significantly over the past 20 years, and we just keep growing. Thank you for placing your trust in us. We remain dedicated to providing meaningful connections that bring value in every way that matters to you. We continue to bring people together.
With the new highway opening up access to the breathtaking rainforests of Mountain Pine Ridge and the Chiquibo Forest Reserve, there's growing concern that this gateway to nature could also become a gateway to exploitation. While ecotourism opportunities may be on the horizon, so too is the risk of large-scale land clearing, and that could spell trouble for the very infrastructure meant to connect us to these natural wonders. Chief Engineer at the Ministry of Infrastructure Development, Evondale Moody, explains how unchecked development could impact the newly built highway and what's being done to protect both the road and the rainforest.
It is of importance to us, however, because of the drainage structures that we have installed along the road and also the side drains that we have constructed. The development of these areas will significantly impact our drainage system, and so it is important for us to highlight at this point in time that we are hoping that the right agency manages these assets accordingly so that it does not infringe on the investment that we have made for the development of that road access.
What's one example of perhaps how development in that area could affect your drainage system?
Well, one key thing that I could highlight at this point in time is what has occurred to us on the coastal highway where we had deforestation. And so the significant deforestation along the coastal highway created significant impact on our drainage structures because we have excessive rainfall. Normally that rainfall would be absorbed by some of the vegetations. And so because we don't have that vegetation there now, it has created excessive runoff. And the runoff is also increased in terms of its velocity because normally the vegetation would slow down that velocity before it reaches the drain. So we were very much concerned if that would happen on the Caracol Road as well, because that area is more of a Pine Ridge area. You know, and you have more siltation, and so the siltation buildup will create blockage to our drains.
That type of deforestation, is it a case where that it impacts if it happens farther, deeper in the jungle space, or this has to be along the road, along the drain for there to be that level of significance? But just based on what he's saying.
No, it basically depends because it is more impactful if it happens right along the corridor of the road because that is where we have our drains. But it could also impact us if it happens away from the road because those low-lying areas are led to a catchment area, and those catchment areas are tributaries to other drainage channels that still end up on the highway or passing through the highway.
If you've ever dreamed of cruising through the lush landscapes of Mountain Pine Ridge or exploring the ancient wonders of Caracol, That dream is about to get a whole lot smoother. The Caracol Road project, one of the country's most ambitious infrastructure upgrades, is now 80% complete, with just the final stretch left to be paved. It's a project that spanned multiple administrations and promises to open up new opportunities for tourism, travel, and trade. But what does this mean for motorists and the environment? Today, we caught up with Chief Engineer at the Ministry of Infrastructure Development, Evondale Moody, for the latest on the roadworks and what's next for this scenic route into Belize's heartland.
At this current point in time, we're working on the remaining 42 kilometers, which is divided into 3 sections. We call it 2A, 2B, and 2C. 2A is a section from Pinole to Guacamayo Bridge, and 2B is the Guacamayo Bridge construction, and 2C is from Guacamayo to the Mayan ruin. At this point in time, we have completed 2B, that was recently completed about 2 weeks ago. We completed that bridge structure. It's the longest bridge structure in the country in terms of the span going over a river. It's kind of different from the Hallover Bridge because the Hallover Bridge has a section that is over land. But in terms of span, it's the longest bridge over a river in the country. So that would be the longest at 130 meters in span. So that is completed. Remaining is 2A and 2C. 2A has we've completed approximately 12 out of 20 kilometers, so we have about 8 kilometers left to do. That is already up to subgrade level. And then 2C, we have completed 13 out of 22 kilometers, sorry. And so with that, we have about 9 kilometers left to do on that section. But most of these sections are already built up. And so it's just to finish the paving works. So in summary, we're approximately about 80% complete if we add all 3 sections together. And that project is still within the budget. The original contract price for the 3 sections was 58 million. We're still within that budget. We have extended the time for the contractor due to excessive rainfall that we've had in that area of the country. And so those works are expected to be completed in September of this year.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at greaterbelize.com, on our Facebook, and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, good night.